How sick does this look? Hi guys, welcome back to the RC store. My name's Ammo. Check out what we got on the desk today. This is a product that you hardly see in UK stores. Now there are a few places in the UK that do sell these, but they're online only. Well, majority of them are, or they're specialist stores. Now this is an RMX 2.5 by MST. Now those of you that know what this is, you'll know this is a proper drift car. Now this is the RTR version, and alongside my whole RC collection, which is over 200 RC cars, I've got a few drift cars. However, I've not got a proper drift car. And when I mean proper drift car, I mean rear wheel drive with some crazy turning angle and a full 10th scale. So this is my first proper RC drift car. Now I've been toying with the idea of getting one of these for some time. And with me, it's one of those, when I go into an RC shop, if I like something, I'll pick it up and I'll buy it and I'll present it on the channel. This has been one of those cars that you don't get in your normal retail stores. It is a very, how can I put it, niche market and a very specific car. So I've not tried proper RC drifting, and I thought to myself, as I'm trying absolutely everything to do with the RC hobby, I thought to myself, I have to give this a go. Now there are different versions of these, and you can get this in a kit format, and I believe there is one model that's actually higher than this. There's also the Yokomos that you can pick up as well. Now I personally don't know if I'm going to enjoy this. I don't know if it's going to be something that I'm going to have to dedicate myself to a club and it's the only place I can run it. So I thought to myself, I'm not going to go all out and build a full overdose car, for example, which can set you back like £2,000-3,000. I thought to myself, let's do what any other normal person would do and go for something that's mid to entry level, an RTR, to see if we actually enjoy it. And if we do, we can step it up. So this, like I said, is the RMX 2.5 RTR. Now, I picked this up whilst I was in the USA. Now, if you haven't seen my USA tour video, be sure to check that out. I'll put a link just up here in the corner. We head over to the Big Apple. We do some RC shopping. There's also some clips of the New York Automobile Show. And now, if you like real cars, that's something you need to check out. Absolutely incredible. So whilst I was there, like I said, I picked this up. I also picked some goodies up for this. Now, I didn't go wild, and there were specific things that I wanted, such as ESC, motor upgrades and so forth. But I thought to myself, there's no point me spending so much money if I'm not going to like it. So that was the whole purpose of me buying an RTR, to see if I actually do enjoy it. Then moving forward, we can upgrade this on the channel. So what did I pick up? I picked up a spare body shell. I picked up some extra wheels. There's another set of wheels that I've got, which I picked up, which are some BBS LMs, MST ones. I also picked up some Ironman RC road drift tires. I thought I'd give it a go on different types of surfaces. And I also picked up some magnetic body mounts, some shorty packs here. These are CNHL shorty packs. Now I've got two here. One is basically just a standard shorty pack. This is a 4,900 milliamp 120C rated 2S shorty pack. Now the reason why I've gone for a shorty pack is I've watched loads of videos, and it seems like this is what all the drifting people use. They use shorty packs, they use long packs. It's something to do with the center of gravity and how the car reacts and how nimble it is with shorty packs. So I've got myself a 2S shorty pack. At the same time, I've got myself a 5,200 milliamp high voltage LIPO shorty pack as well. So this is once again 2S, and this is 120C, but it's high voltage. So the cells are slightly higher than your standard battery. Now I'm not sure if this car is going to actually be able to take a high voltage pack from factory. So this is a 7.6 volt compared to a 7.2 volt. We'll give it a blast. If it doesn't, we will hold on to this and use it when we decide to upgrade this car. And that's if we do like it, obviously. So they're the packs that I'll be running in the RMX. Now, without further ado, let's get into the box art and then we'll get into some unboxing and check this thing out. So on this side, the box is literally black and white and looks completely plain. However, if you switch it to the other side, it starts to get interesting. So as you guys can see here, it's got loads of features, and here it says the main features. I'm not going to read through all of these, but you can see some of the items that this has got. For example, here, steel CVD axles for the rear transmission system, etc. Fully ball bearing, hydraulic damper set. There's loads of specifications, so if you do want to read them, feel free to pause the screen. Here it says it's got a new configuration, optimized settings, enhanced performance, easier operation. So this is, like I said, the RMX 2.5, and this is the RTR edition. There are a few QR codes over here, and over at the top here, once again, RTR, drift. It shows you an extreme steering angle, rear wheel drive, 2.4 gigahertz. It says it's got a speedy servo, it's brushless, and it does have a gyro. So over on this side, so much more information. So here you can see the chassis is designed to basically give you optimal traction over on the rear end. Here you can see it's a newly designed rear spur gearbox driving. The gearbox is able to switch the drive mode for RMX and RRX. I don't know what RRX is. Like I said, I'm completely new to this. It's equipped with a large angle steering system, which we knew about. Over here, it says choosable motor position between low and high center of gravity configuration. Makes the drive enjoy different handling characteristics. I think what they mean there is you can adjust the center of gravity by putting the motor higher or lower, which will basically change the characteristics of the driving. That was a lot easier. Over here, it says it's equipped with hydraulic shock absorbers for excellent handling and stability. Equipped with professional drift tires, realistic wheels, realistic brakes, and caliper set. Here you can have two different configurations. You can have it for the standard long battery, or you can run it with a shorty pack. And over on this side, you got some more information. And then the standard objects that you get with this particular model, you get your controller, you get an XBL brushless motor, which is 2,500 kV, XBL 60 brushless ESC. Now, just to let you guys know, both of these products are made by Hobbywing. And then over here, you've got a new servo. So this is the B07MG servo, and that's made by Savox. You got an MGX gyro and realistic street tires. Now, before you guys mention anything, I have heard about these gyros, and sometimes these can be problematic, but we will give it a go before we start upgrading anything. Over on this side now, you can see some interesting pictures of the actual car itself, but this bit's interesting. It says here, it's an entry-level and professional drift car. Like I said, I'm a rookie, so this is going to be ideal for me. Now, these are available with different body shells, etc. And to be honest, this wasn't my first choice, but it was one of the ones they had in store. It was between this and an Evo 5, I think it was. And I thought a Mitsubishi Evo 5 is more of a rally car. So I went for the E92 drift car. As you guys can see there, it looks absolutely fantastic. But this is one of the reasons why I bought a separate body shell, because if I do enjoy this, I will make it into a Jap car. So some specifications just here for you guys. Right, that's the box art out the way. Let's get this thing unboxed. As you guys know, it's been a few weeks now since I've been back from the USA, and I was actually really eager to unbox this. But I've had so many other videos that I've been doing and taking out, I've literally put this on the back burner. But yes, this looks absolutely wicked. So that's how it comes presented in the box. You've got your body shell up on top. You do have another pack here, another few packs. You have a controller that's taped down. That's that. You do have here some moldings for some headlights, etc. I'll go through all of this. And then here at the bottom, you get your actual car. What I'm going to do is unbox this, spread it across the desk, and we'll go through absolutely everything together. Right, I've got pretty much everything unboxed. I've got it spread across the desk. I'll show you exactly what this car comes with so you guys know exactly what to expect, especially over here in the UK. Some of you guys might not even seen these cars, but this is what this video is for. If you're thinking about getting into drifting, etc., you guys know firsthand what you get with these. So here you get a decal sheet. You can see here MST graphics and some RMX graphics and RRX graphics. Over here you get a parts tool bag. So in here you will see different tools, etc., and you do get some spare parts. Here you get a foam front bumper, an aerial tube, a screwdriver bit, a leaflet here basically explaining about the XBL motor. Now this is a sensorless brushless motor, which is 2500 kV. You get another leaflet here. Now this is basically another instruction sort of manual. It shows you about the ESC itself, and over on the back you can see all the different ESC settings just up here. And here you get another leaflet on this side. It explains about the controller itself, and then over on the back it shows you about the MGX gyro and how to set the gyro up as well. And last but not least, you get a full manual. Now the good thing about this manual is I believe it comes with exploded diagrams in here, showing you all different aspects of the car itself. As you guys can see there, you can see a full exploded diagram along with part numbers, and then the part numbers reference to these pictures, which is a nice touch that it's all in color, and then you got the vehicle there as well. Absolutely incredible looking manual. Now you do get a separate manual here. This explains about the body shell, so it shows you how to assemble the body shell and some decals for it as well. At the same time, it allows you to know whether you're going to put magnetic mounts or whether you're going to use posts, etc. So it explains all of that in this particular manual. So in this pack, you get some light buckets that are already been painted for you, as you can see. So you got your front light buckets, you got your rear light buckets. Over here on the back, you can now see some mirrors, and you do have a rear wing as well. I believe there are some door handles in there too, to make that body look absolutely fantastic. So the controller itself, now those of you that have seen the video of my MST front wheel drive Civic that used this controller, and now being honest, the controller ain't too bad. It's an alright controller, though I have switched my setup to a radio link setup. The actual stock controller I think you'll be okay with. Now you can control this single-handedly, but one thing I do like is the actual wheel. This wheel mimics a real wheel. It's got a nice rubber grip around the edge, basically allowing you to grip that. So I like that touch. The controller itself does look a bit old school. It does look a bit bulky. At the bottom here, it does take, I believe, 4 AA batteries. Yep, just slotting up in there. And then here, the actual trigger itself feels decent for what it is. So on the controller face itself, you do have a number of different buttons. So you've got your power button just here, which just clicks left and right. You've got a function button, you've got a channel 3 button, and then over here, you've got your steering trim settings along with your throttle trim settings as well. So that's the controller out the way. Let's check out this actual beast. Now, being honest, like I said, my honest opinion, and I like to stay honest, I'm a bit disappointed when I open this, and that is the honest truth. And the reason for that is, when you look at the box art on this car, the car itself is presented with some fantastic looking wheels. However, this is what it actually comes with. Right? So, being realistic, is that mis-selling? I don't know. But I've heard it's not my one. If you have a look across the board, that's how these cars come. They basically show you some fantastic looking wheels on the box, and then when you get it, this is how it comes. The front wheels ain't on, so I will stick them wheels on. You can also see the wheels have got some scrubbing on them, and that's because they actually test these cars, make sure they're working correctly before they package them up. So what I'm going to do is pull the camera in. At the same time, once I pull the camera in, I will put these front wheels on, so you guys can see as it should be, and we'll go through all the specifications together. So looking at the car firsthand, now this basically looks absolutely incredible for a beginner platform. I can already see the bits that I would want to upgrade. However, let's go through all the bits together. So on the front here, you can see your plastic composite front bumper. Now the foam bumper basically actually sits in between here to give you some protection. You've got some nice shock absorbers, and to be fair, they do feel quite plush, and there's plenty of travel in them. Looking at the wheels don't look too bad, to be fair. It's not what I expected, and it's definitely not what's on the box. As you can see, the wheels are scrubbed in a little. As you can see there, like I said, these cars do come tested, so they test them before they box them. Over on the front, you've got a plastic bulkhead. You've got your front posts. Now, these body posts come as they do like this, and you are supposed to drill holes in the body. Alternatively, you can put magnetic mounts on, and that's something I will be doing. You've got a nice, strong top center brace that runs all the way across from the front to the rear gearbox. And over here, you can see your gyro in dead center, along with the receiver sitting behind it. So here you can see your metal geared Savox servo. It's supposed to be quick. However, it does have a plastic horn on there. And all these arms I've noticed are plastic as well. And there's something I'd like to upgrade moving forwards. Now, the top arms for the front wheels, you can see they're composite plastic as well. And even though they seem like they're adjustable here in the center, I don't think they're going to have much adjustment, to be fair. You can adjust them just there to make them higher or lower on the internal settings just there. The trap rods themselves are composite. Once again, not adjustable, just a piece of composite plastic. And I think a lot of people would be changing them out as well. The lower arms, as you can see there, you have got some adjustment. It is basically fixed in the center hole. As you can see there, you've got a hole on the left and a hole on the right to make some further adjustments. However, you can upgrade all these arms to completely adjustable metal arms moving forwards. Looking into the wheels, you've got a nice feature there. You've got some rotor discs and some calipers, and they look absolutely epic. MST do them throughout their range, and I have got these on my front wheel drive Civic as well. So looking at the rear end of the actual shocks, now the shocks, they are coilovers. At the same time, the shock towers themselves do have multiple locations, so you can adjust the angle of them too. Over here, looking at the battery tray itself, now the configuration for this is set for a shorty pack, but you can adjust that to make it for a bigger pack. However, we're going to run shorty packs in here, like I said at the start of this video, so we're going to leave that as it is. Over here, you can see your gearing, so you can see your spur gear, and you can see your standard pinion. So the spur gear on these are plastic, whilst your pinion is metal. Now coming over towards the back here, you will see your rear body post. Once again, you can put magnetic mounts on this, or you can just drill the body. You have multiple locations on the rear shock tower for your rear shocks, and you can see all the locations just there. The rear shocks, once again, rear coilovers, should I say, are completely adjustable. You do have metal dog bones on the rear. The top arm, once again, composite plastic, ain't adjustable in terms of the arm itself, but you can change the location of it using them mounting holes just there. Rolling over to the rear end, you've got your on and off switch over at the top, and then underneath that, you've got your ESC hanging out the backside, basically. And I think this is where everybody puts them, even when they modify them, to be fair. They put the ESC over here on the back just to keep the weight over the rear end to help the back end swing out. And on this side, you can see the 4-pole brushless motor by Hobbywing, the XBL. It's a 3652 2500 kV motor. Looking underneath the chassis, there's nothing to write home about, to be fair. It's just a plain composite chassis. However, this bit looks shiny for some reason. Comment below if you got one of these. Is this how your car came out of the box? I don't know about these. I don't know whether it looks like it's been burnt or it's a bit shiny. But yeah, that's how it comes out the box. So the body shell itself. Now this is how the body shell comes out the box itself. Now there is some greasy residue on there. I don't know what that is, but the actual polycarbonate itself seems quite thin. That's just my honest opinion. So if you were racing around and not using this on a drift car, argument's sake, it ain't gonna last long. But drifting action, it should be completely fine. Now over on the front end here, you can see on the body, it's got so many scale details from the grille, the lower grills. The lights don't look all that, being completely honest, but they are, how can I put it, transparent in the respect of you can basically have them lights shining through there. Alternatively, you take them lights off and you put the buckets in to make it look a lot better. The windscreen itself is see-through but tinted, but like I said, it has got a few smear marks on there. I did try to rub them off, but I think I'm gonna have to put some more effort into that. Over on the side of the car itself, once again, nice blown out arches, front wings. As you can see, the details really stand out coming across the side with the side skirts, blown out rear quarter windows, petrol cap, rear bumper, rear lights. Once again, they are translucent, so they are see-through. One thing I really like, and I've never really seen this on RC cars, is that back window. How realistic does that back window look with all the heater lines going through there and the rear brake light? So over on the rear end, you've got a twin exhaust on the back, so more like a BMW 335, not like an M3. And going over the tailgate, you do have a number plate recess, so if you want to put a number plate on the back, you can do. And like I said before, the rear lights themselves are translucent, so you can see through them. So I'm going to put on the body. Now, before I go ahead and put some magnetic mounts, etc. on, I'm going to put these bits on the actual body itself. So you can see some mirrors, door handles, and rear spoiler. So in order to do that, I need to put some holes in the body shell and then get these bits mounted. And there we have it. The body is now finally mounted. It did take some going to get these magnetic body mounts on, just so all the wheels were sitting in the center and making sure the body was in the center as well in terms of left and right. Over on the back, you can see it's all lined up perfectly. We did put the scale details on, so you can see the handles, you can see the mirrors, and also the rear wing. How sick does this look? I must say, these shorty packs fit absolutely fantastic, as you guys can see. Perfect size, perfect height, absolutely fantastic. I did put the magnetic mounts on, like I said earlier, so you can see them just there. And I have got one over on the front just there as well. So there you have it, guys. The RMX 2.5 is finally complete. Now, those of you that are looking to get into drifting and you do buy an RTR, do bear in mind there is some setting up to be done. Now, as you guys seen, I didn't film the whole process, but you get a gist of what's involved if you brought something like this. You could have just used the standard body posts if you wanted to. It would have made life a lot easier. But if you want this clean look, then magnetic mounts is the way to go. They did take some time to put on, but nevertheless, the results are absolutely fantastic. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. Like I said, I'm a rookie when it comes to drifting. Yes, you've seen me hooning around on the channel, but hooning is a bit different to drifting. For me, like I said, it's completely new territory. It's rear wheel drive. You've got some huge steering angles and you are relying on the gyro and pure control. Now, I do understand a few bits when it comes down to drifting, and I know when you put in a censored motor that's got turbo on it, it makes a huge difference in terms of control. This, unfortunately, is not censored and it does not have turbo on it, but we're going to give it a blast and see how we get on. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to switch it on. Let's check out the wheel speed, and I'm eager to get this thing going. I'm going to be quite honest with you guys, but the full running video may not follow this video. So the reason for that is I want to get the grips of this. I want to set this up properly, etc. And you'll probably see me in the next video with this particular car at a track somewhere. So be tuned for that one. Right, so I've just turned the car on, and straight away, one thing you'll notice is how aggressive this gyro is. The slight bit of movement, and it's literally reacting like it's no tomorrow. Now, personally, I think that's a bit too much gyro for me, but we'll give it a go. And like I said, the one thing that I did notice about this car that a lot of people complained about was that gyro, saying that's one thing you need to upgrade. So we'll see how we get on with that. But in terms of wheel speed, I must say it sounds very, very smooth. But there's not a lot of wheel speed on there, to be fair. Now, I don't know what the score is when it comes to upgrading pinions, etc. drift cars. So some of you guys that may be watching the channel have got drift cars, please put your input in. Let me know what my next steps should be in order to make my life a lot easier and the actual sport of drifting a lot more enjoyable. So there you have it, guys. Ammo's first proper rear wheel drive true drift car. Like I said, this is a brand new journey to me. And if there's any tips and pointers, be sure to drop them down in the comments. Now, if you're over in the States and you're looking to pick one of these up, I picked this up from Island Hobby Nut over in Queens in New York. Be sure to check out the link in the description. I will leave all the details there. Also, if you're in the UK, etc., you can check out their website still. They do ship out internationally. So those of you that are in the UK, you want some Ironman products, etc., be sure to check out Island Hobby Nut. Guys, like I said, brand new journey for me. If you've enjoyed this content, please feel free to like, share and subscribe. Don't forget to smash that notification button and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.